Peace, 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 peace. This is your sister Rue, my Lisa Temple, beautiful upstate New York, Hudson Valley. It is Saturn Day, and so that means we are here with another episode of UnRead Book Review with Nick and Rue. We got a special guest today. Nope, no surprises for us this week. This was our surprise week, but surprise, we got a guest for you. Our guest today is going to talk to us about some exciting things, works that they've been working on, things they got done, things they got coming up. I'm excited about it. It's back to school time. Nick, I know that means something different for you than it do for me, but I'm so glad to be here with you today. Everybody, welcome. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining us. You could be anywhere, but you're here with us. If you are back, hey, welcome back. We love the loyalty, and we return it to you in the same. We send that same love. Bam. But now, let's get this thing popping. Nick, tell us about what you got going on. Like I said, I know going back to school means something different for you. So tell us what's been going on, and let's get it popping today.
Yes. Going back to school means something different for me because if you know, or you may not have known, Mawu Rue, she's a long removed, from the back to school, thing. If you're talking about back to school, maybe you're talking about her grandbabies, but but she is far removed from it. Me, I'm in the thick of it, not with my own children, but going back as an educator, as an instructor. We are heading into our organization days, getting the classrooms and the procedures set up for the children to return. So it is back to school. And once we bring our special guest up, you'll see that connection with this back to school theme, as his work is related to, educating the youth, especially, but educating, all of us, regardless of age. It's also Virgo season too. We are now in Virgo season, just entered into it. New moon, new black moon tonight, So happy Virgo season to everybody out there.
Yes, happy Virgo season.
Yep. Last episode for August, for the month of August. We missed you all. It's been a while. We haven't seen you all in about a month. So I will be very curious to see what Rue brings. Like is she gonna go with Leo season, because she brought something for Cancer season last time? So is she gonna bring something for Leo season, or is she gonna go to Virgo season for our first September episode? We gotta, I don't know what she's gonna do. She's very, very unpredictable over there.
I like to keep you on your toes, Nick.
Yeah, you do. You do that. You do that very well. So yes, I'm excited to be back. Like I said, it's felt like forever, since we've been back on here to talk about books, and even longer, forever ever since we had a guest on. So yes. I'm excited about that as well.
I am as well.
And then just another connection with Virgo season and the numbers. And Rue, you'll appreciate this one also, because in one of our offline conversations, we talked about Ghostface Killer and how you used to listen to that Supreme Clientele album.
Yes.
Supreme Clientele 2 just dropped yesterday.
Yes, it did.
On August 22nd, and it has 22 tracks on it.
Yes. I'm here for it. All of it.
Yep, I know. Yeah, I know you are. So I'm like, I got to make sure I mention that.
Yes.
Next time I speak to you, whether online or offline, I had to make sure I made a note of that. I'm like, oh man, come on,
Yes, it's that time.
Yeah, and I'm a master number 22.
Waiting for a long time for that drop, so I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm here for it. So tell us about our guest today. He's no stranger to our platform.
Yeah,
he's our beloved brother.
Right.
We love him so much and love having him here. Such
Absolutely.
a gift to our community. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that knows the brother, knows that he is one of the vanguards in the way of keeping our culture alive, you know what I'm saying, revitalizing our community and, you know, lead in the revelation and the revolution. You know what I'm saying? Because this is all a new us and we making it look the way we want to. And this brother is definitely putting his pen to paper to make the history for our youth, for us, for our youth, and letting us know what's going on. So let's get that brother on here, Nick. Tell us what's going on.
Okay. Yep, I'll bring him up. He was here. Well, so yep, he's been on Healing Chambers. He's hosted the Healing Chambers for you. He's been on UnRead, episode 14. This is episode 32, you know, so we double the episodes, you know, since the last time he's been here.
Right.
So episode 14 was back in goodness. Sometime last winter, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah,
When he
yeah.
first completed the first part of the book. Yes.
Yeah. And we're referring to the series Voices of the Diaspora, you know, that ebook series that we highlighted, you know, and now he's going to be talking to you all about the new additions he's made to it, you know. So he's backstage, you know, he's doing a little bit of multitasking right now, but if he's ready, he gave me the thumbs up, so I can go ahead and bring him on up. So we are referring to none other than, you know, the living legend in this conscious media streets.
Yes.
Knowledge born Allah. Welcome back to UnRead.
Peace to the God.
Peace. Mic check. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Loud and clear.
I'm over here multitasking, doing what I love.
Yes.
It's an honor to be back here on the UnRead podcast with my two favorite people in the world. Okay. I want to thank y'all. I'm thankful to be here with y'all, and I want to thank y'all for having this space because we're defying odds. They say, you know, people aren't reading anymore. They're doing more listening to books than they are reading books, right? But reading is one of those remarkable gifts from God that engages your entire being. If you sit somewhere with a book, for instance, right? You know, I heard all of that Wu-Tang talk before I got on. So if you're sitting with the Wu-Tang manual, for instance, and engages your entire being, you have to be here fully engaged, mind, body, and spirit. So, you know, one of our traditions, the angel Gabriel came to the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and said, Iqra bismi rabbika ala, read in the name of your Lord. Read. You know, so I'm definitely glad to be here in this space to promote reading and to promote literacy.
So tell us, brother, the last time you were here, you had introduced us to Voices of the Diaspora, which is, I mean, it is just something that is so amazing. I shared it with, you know, my family and friends, as you know, my grandchildren, my prizes, my jewels. You know, I only want to give them the purest information I can, and knowing where the source of this came from, I felt very comfortable being able to share your work with them. So since you've been here last time, I know you've made some updates, some changes. So talk to us about that. But before you do, just for the people who've seen you for the very first time, tell them a little bit more about this project and, you know, your hopes for it, your goals for it, and what you've done so far to bring it forward.
I'm definitely excited to do like this podcast, to introduce or reintroduce reading. And I did it in kind of a, what do you call that? In a sly way. You know, I try to find one of them fly words, you understand what I'm saying? But it's in a sly way because, as I said previously, when we introduce literacy to our children, and y'all were just talking about going back to school, they're going back to work. They're not going to school. They're going to work. They're about to do an 8-10 hour shift. You understand what I'm saying? The teacher's about to do an 8 to 12 hour shift out here to prepare to receive them. And there's no joy in what they're learning. They're not learning about themselves. They learning the curriculum for the test. You understand what I'm saying? And a teacher is a prized possession. A teacher should never have to worry about food, clothing, shelter, bills, anything, because you are educating tomorrow, today. You're educating tomorrow, today. So you can pay a football player or a basketball player or a hockey person millions of dollars to play. And the teacher gotta scramble to sort of make it. And they're teaching tomorrow, today. The teachers that imparted things upon us while we were coming up, we still remember them. There's not enough money that you could possibly pay a teacher, but teachers should get paid more for what they do, for the task and the job that they have. And many of them aren't allowed to actually teach. They just got to go by the script that they handed in, and they get reprimanded behind the scenes for actually teaching. Yeah. So with that in mind, Voices of the Diaspora is a teaching tool. It's a teaching tool that framed and set up with the teacher and the student in mind, with the family in mind. So if you don't have the articulation or you don't have the time or you prevent it, you could slide these books and be like, hey, check these books out. On the slide. You understand? I was on the college campus and one of the teachers in the class said that exploration of the world didn't begin until the 15th century. And I'm like, really? I was going to let it go. I was going to let it go. Then I seen this young black girl in the class. I'm like, nah, F that. Mm-hmm. I said, I got some sources that would challenge that. I could bring a couple into class. And the teacher was like, oh, we have a group chat for that. I put 300 books in that chat.
Yes.
I put 300 books in that chat. And the young sister, she came up to me. She was like, oh my goodness, thank you for these books, blah, blah, blah. And, we were wondering what you were going to do because she was kind of crash with her approach. And I'm like, yeah. I said, what are you in school for? She said, to be a lobbyist. I said, who are you going to lobby for? And she thought about it for a second. I said, before you answer, let me give you a visual tour. I said, everybody on this campus, besides us, are here for the benefit of their people. That is their primary objective. They intersect together and they don't mingle outside. So everybody that's on this campus is here for the benefit of their people, and we're not. So I said, your mother, your grandmother, your father, your grandfather struggled so you could be here at this point to receive this education. Lobby for them. Lobby for your people. So in that space, speaking in that manner, the books are education tools and lobby tools. Self-actualization. When you know who you are, there's nothing that can prevent you from doing what you need to do. They say the two most important days of your life is the day that you were born and the day you know why. So if you got aspirations to do things, this ebook series is made for you. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you're a black woman, this ebook series is for you. you're an entrepreneur, you're a Black woman, you're a revolutionary, this book series is for you. If you're a mathematician, if you're a scientist, if you're a doctor, any of these aspirations, this ebook series is for you. And this 12-part series is designed for everything that confronts you as a Black person in your life, whether you're the youngest or the eldest. So we got survival tools. I did a 4-hour class on Black survival. And, many people out here, they're prepping and things like that. But they don't have the first clue on how to put this together and what these things are. So I did a 4-hour class on that with a group of people. And I asked a question. I said, how many windows do you have in your house? Most people don't know. They don't know. It's something as simple as that. Do you have things in your car for your children, for your grandchildren? Are you know what I'm saying? You in traffic? Because I don't do all of the doom and gloom in regards to it. If you in traffic for 20 minutes, do you have something in your car for yourself, for your children? If you're in traffic, you had to slow down or you had a complete halt for an hour. What do you have in your car? So this is simple stuff. This isn't stuff that's like doom and gloom. These are things that happen. Right. Your car breakdown, your tire flat, whatever the case may be. Do you have something in your car? Are you thinking of that? So these are all simple things in regards to it. So everything under the gambit that associates with Black life. One of the books, one of these, this book right here. This is, 100 reflections that I learned out of life in regards to my time on the planet. So from nameless to knowledge, from that clock,
yes,
to my existence. So 100 reflections in regards to my life, in regards to family, all of those things.
Beautiful.
A great opportunity, on my born day, on my God day, I released this book, and also The Power of Black Family. And I don't shy away from the issues that confront us as a people, as a collective, but also as a family. Trauma and drama is real. Yes. So in order for us to get on one accord, we have to sift through those issues. We can't shy away from them. So, that's the the book series in the whole, with the goal of being a tool, being an advocate, being a coach, being a space where we can begin to look at ourselves again and assign the proper value to us. Assign the proper value to us, because the value positions have moved and they have changed. And we no longer look at each other with the worth and value that's commensurate with people who want to move forward and continue to elevate.
Absolutely beautiful. I love your work, and I found it so relatable. You know what I mean? You made it very easy to follow, very easy to share, in terms of, like some of the like key components, walk away, take away, things from it. So I really enjoyed, what I'm saying, that part of it. And I think that for those of us who like to study deeper, it's a great place for a person to be able to start to go into depth on different aspects of our history and culture and the people that help to shape and mold it. So again, congratulations to you, and thank you for your hard work and dedication, especially that in the way of the family. I'm super big on family. Anybody that knows me knows that. I'm one of those real kumbaya folks, and and so I know that we could be a lot happier than we are. We could experience a lot more joy than we do if we were to understand ourselves better and understand where we came from and who we came from and what they've been through, what they're going through now, to be able to help us navigate right now, make sense of the past and be prepared for the future. You mentioned having things in your vehicle, or being prepared for whatever. I come from, I'm an East Coast girl. I've seen a lot of natural disasters and things like that, and I just think about when I went to North Carolina. They had this little bit of snow, and it shut everything down, and the children, not my children, but the children and the people were in the traffic for like 10 hours, and Chick-fil-A and a couple of the other local restaurants was walking up and down the highway giving people food because they had nothing in their cars. They had no water, they had nothing. And so I come from a prepping family, so I'm always ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So, and I raise my children that way, but I think about things like that. Just even having water in your car is important for so many reasons. So I love that aspect of it, and I love the fact that are talking more about the family as a unit, and being willing to address some of our issues. We've had some great conversations, privately and over on Clubhouse and things like that. If you haven't joined us on Clubhouse, come on over to the spot. We always talking about something hot. Come over there and get some of that. But we are definitely just excited about the work that you're doing, brother, and the fact that you've added on so much is like a true blessing. But Nick, what are you thinking up there? Because I mean, you work with the babies every day, so I'm sure that you can see this with some of your high school students and things of that nature as well, and their parents too.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with how Knowledge Born opened up this conversation, just discussing how our children read, in these days, and how we're listening more than actually picking up a physical book and reading the words on the page. And that's a testament to not only the preference, for our young people, but just me being on the ground, boots on the ground in the classroom and in the geographical location I am, in New Jersey, northern New Jersey area, where we have a lot of, immigrants coming into, immigrating from, either the Caribbean, the continent, Latin America, over to the United States. And they had that language barrier.
Yes.
And not just a language barrier and learning English as a second language, but just also our native young people who have some challenges with literacy, with reading and writing. The audio is a tool that we use to supplement the visual text. So for the young person that may not be as fluent of a reader, this is a tool that's very useful in helping them to access, the content, so they're not left out of or neglected from their education or their learning, and they don't become, frustrated or discouraged completely when they're challenged with with reading. So I can definitely appreciate that. And so you get the best of both worlds. You're able to listen to the audio while you're reading the words on the page. So that helps with the literacy. It helps with engagement as far as capturing their attention and their interest, and they're getting the truth, the information that they need to learn in the process, that they may not be receiving in the traditional school setting, or if they're the parents or the caregivers aren't knowledgeable of that information to teach them from their perspective. It is useful in that in that sense also. But my question, as an appreciator of both the content and the creative process, I have a question about the creative process, in particular with these additional books that you've added on to the series. You can you reflecting on the process on producing the first set of books. We think about what went well, what we want to do over again, what were some some challenges, some obstacles that we might have faced. So when it comes to the additions, adding on these new books to the series, was it were there any adjustments that need to be made in terms of the process, or was it this worked out the way I liked it to? I'm going to do it the exact same way the next time around with producing the next set of books. So Knowledge Born, if you could speak to that, if you need me to repeat that, I can. I know you had got a little bit going on in the background, but yeah, if you could speak.
I'm good. I'm good. Each book was its own lesson. The first 5 books in the series, and I think that's a very excellent question, because oftentimes we don't reflect on that part. The first 5 books in the series, I just wrote them and I sent them to somebody to illustrate. So the next 7 books in the series, I did them myself. Every aspect of them, I turned in my chicken scratch, and our brother D Banks, he illustrated everything. He did an amazing job taking that chicken scratch and bringing it to life. But with volume 6 on up, I had to do that myself. And each book was a lesson. So volume 6, I was like, oh, okay. This takes some time. The writing aspect was just fluidity, right? You write from your spirit space, your heart space, your brain space.
Yes.
And then you have to go back. For me, I had to go back like I didn't write it in order to edit. I had to go back like somebody sent me the book for me to edit. I had to remove myself from that space and go back through it with a fine-tooth comb, every word, not one jot or one tittle. You understand? All of those things together. So I'm like, all right. I went through the editing process, and then next was the illustration process. So with volume 6, I didn't really know what I was doing in the process. I knew what I wanted to see. So I made those images very startling in regards to what I wanted to see. But as I progressed through 7, 8, 9, 10, and then these standalone books in the series, I started to think about what my audience wanted to see. And, caveat, it's like, so 3 or 4 different images might be in one space. Then I start thinking about color. Then I start thinking about all of these other aspects. if you see something on a white page, that's one thing. But you add some color and some imagery to it, it changes the game.
Changes everything.
So learning this process in regards to what we like and what's attractive to us, and then selecting the music and the video to caveat to go along with these things to keep the attention, to deal with both aspects of the brain, the creative space and the analytical and intellectual aspect of the brain. So you have the text that's there, and I make sure that it's not so much text on one page. So these are all of the things that I took into account to make sure that when you're going through the book, even the book page making the noise, like you turning the page. So literally it's there. All of these things, were added for that effect. So you got 12 books, but you don't have to carry them in your book bag.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You got your phone or whatever device is there, and it's palatable for you in the space that you can receive it. So definitely a lot of lessons learned with each book that I begin the process of, editing and illustrating myself versus a third party. So that was definitely one of the things that I learned, and how to streamline the process, because that first volume 6 took me like 8 hours to illustrate. So not saying that each of the volumes were less and less of time, but I've literally wrote and edited and illustrated 2 books, this book and The Power of Black Family, over a weekend.
Wow.
So writing both books and then editing both books and then illustrating both books. Yeah, it was, over a weekend. So, once you get the process in place, then that becomes something that you do. So the last 2 books in the series will deal with DTK Radio, in particular. Best guest this week celebrate 10 years, 4,000 episodes. So we're doing something magnificent. I got to go meet with Hakeem Green and Channel Live. Him and his family will be in attendance. Wise Intelligent will be in attendance. So we're doing some good things. Killer Priest will be in town. So taking it from the radio, that was the original space, right? Internet radio to physical spaces. We got to be able to connect with one another again. I think with the pandemic was showing people. I know we just try ourselves in the first place, right? It don't even matter whether somebody tell you stay somewhere or not, but the disconnect, and I don't think folks even realize that, how we got so comfortable and so good in that space of being disconnected, disconjointed. You see what I'm saying? So, if there's a gap in the space, if we looked at the prayer of the Muslim, right, in the communal salat, they say fill in the gaps, So if there's a gap, then shaitan's in the mix. You see what I'm saying? So if we're disconnected from one another, who wins in that case? Who's able to infiltrate? Who's able to slide in that gap, that space? So just something that we became mindful of, and with the book series, and with DTK Radio, is extending that right hand of fellowship to welcome us back to ourselves, to say your story is valuable, your story is important, your plight is important, and you don't have to be performative. All you have to do is be yourself.
Nick, did you have something? Because if not, I had a question, if I may. So I did love the sensory aspect of hearing the pages turn. I'm old school. I like my books. I'm not a reader online, like that's something that's been very difficult and challenging for me, is to read stuff online, because my eye seems to not want to follow it like it does on the page. However, I do find with that sensory aspect of feeling like you're being able to turn the page yourself, really does add some value, some depth to that experience that you wouldn't otherwise get from just a plain text on a screen or audio book. It gives you something in between there, you know what I mean? So kudos on that. And just very briefly, when you were deciding, what content to put into the book, as you expanded, what things made you choose the parts that you did add at that time?
What I learned in that process was I'm not the hero of the story, right? So what the people needed versus what I wanted to say. And I think that's, one of the hardest parts, because, people write from their heart, they write from their mind, or whatever, motivates them. So I gave case studies based off of years and years of research of people. So if we're talking revolutionary, I gave you all of the revolutionaries that you can look at. I'm not promoting them in a way to where you're saying, I'm saying, hey, I endorse them.
Right.
You do your own research and you say, okay, uh, is this a model that I can look at for the entrepreneurs? Is this a model that was successful? All of these things, like every aspect of it, giving you the tools based off of your inclination. And then you can look at that and see, okay, am I going to keep that, or do I need to go elsewhere? And then they're, met with resources. You can go look these things up online. So they're actionable and they're practical to be able to do it. If you have a study group, if you have a before school, after school, you got daycare, you got independent school, you can pick any one of these people out of any of those books and do a whole class, a whole curriculum, a whole family project, whatever the case may be. So it's meant with the people in mind. Now,
Yeah.
if I wrote my books and they was like 600 pages, it'd be just my own thoughts. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
It'd be my own thoughts and my own down and dirty and blah 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 and this and this and this. But who would read it? Who would read it?
man. I don't
So
know. I don't know if we're ready for that. You've lived a full life, and you going at it strong every day. So I'm sure that'd be a lot of words.
but it would be a lot of words based on my own grandizement and not
Yes.
for those in regards to the people. So I wrote with the people in mind versus my own things. There's people that's in those books I would never. You understand? I would never. But the people know those people. So
Right.
if you don't have some imagery recognition or some name recognition or some imagery and name recognition in regards to what people gravitate to, they wouldn't they're not going to read it. And then there's people that you like, I didn't know who that was. I didn't know this person did this. Or I didn't know about this organization, whatever the case may be. Or I didn't know about this educator. Oh, we got black educators? You understand what I'm saying? So all these things become something that can be utilized for, the betterment of our people.
Thank you. I say. Nick, it's on you.
Oh, I mean that's Yeah, I was really interested in the process. So, thank you for answering that question for me. I guess the next thing is, getting getting these um getting these books into the hands of the people, So let's talk about that. How can the people get a hold of the series? How can they add on to the series if they already got the first part and they haven't gotten the additions? Talk to the people about that.
Well, they can go to my website, doknowledge.com, and get it. They can get these books, doknowledge.com or doknowledgeradio.com for the first 6 books in the series. But for the entire series, they can go to doknowledge.com. New website, you know what I'm saying? New website, and some of the things that's going on over there.
Thank you. Well, Nick, I'm sure you'll be able to make sure that link is down in the description below, and that way people will be able to go and get themselves a copy of this and keep themselves informed. Brother. So, do you intend to add more? And if so, by people going through here, can they sign up for alerts to know when your next work is going to be published?
Definitely, they can just stay in tune. Well, what's going on? If you go to the Knowledge Corner on the website, you'll be able to get the books.
Okay.
So you go to Knowledge Corner, and you'll see them. I have to put a couple of the interviews from Voices of the Diaspora. It's still a docuseries that I'm finishing up, and
Okay.
they'll be able to see, a couple of the interviews that I did so far, and continuing to film. So
That's wonderful. And if people want to get in touch with you, tell them how they can get in touch with you directly.
Oh Lord, I don't know if I want people getting in touch with me. But
well, tell them where they can at least send an email or a message to get
right,
for you, so they can talk to you about some of these things. Because I'm sure some people will have some questions. I mean, a lot of this information, unless you've been doing a lot of the work and going to some of these more obscure places to find information, a lot of this stuff will be new for people, so they may have some questions for you and things like that. So if you could just let the people know how to get in touch with you, that would be great.
All right, doknowledgeradio@gmail.com. They can check out the show. I don't like saying podcast, but I guess I got to say podcast. They can check out the podcast on YouTube. Do Knowledge Radio, as it's spelled right here. If you type in DOTHE, I don't know who you're gonna get, but if you type in DTHA, you're definitely gonna get Do Knowledge Radio, and you could tune into about 2,500 episodes or so over there. It's 4,000.
Congratulations on such numbers. Congratulations. I know it's not easy. I know how hard you work to get all of these episodes done. So congratulations on coming up on 4,000. That's amazing. That is just so much dedication, so much work, so many hours. So kudos to you.
Definitely. I want to thank y'all for this time. I do gotta get on the good foot.
Yes.
With the brother. It's a lot of things going on today.
Absolutely. Now, I know last time you were here, you were offering a discount to some of our listeners, some of the people watching it. And will there be any discount code they can put in, or You know, let them know what the deal is, so they come running over there and get some more. We did pretty good last time when we promoted. We got you quite a few folks over there, so let them know what they can, what code they can put in, or where they can go, and let them know when to get this, where they can get this like today, ASAP. And I love that too, that when you pay for a piece, it's instantly there. I love that.
Yeah, they can go to doknowledge.com. The books are discounted on the site right now.
Awesome.
Especially the ebook bundle, all 12 books. You can get them for $120, I believe.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So if you think about it, it's like $10 a book. So
that's beautiful, brother. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm so excited. And like I said, this being back to school time, I know as a parent, like Nick said, I'm far removed from educating my own children, but I can remember as a homeschool parent and just a parent who wanted to supplement my children's education, we were always looking for things like this. We didn't have access to the internet and things like they are today, but this is one of those tools that as a former homeschooler, I would have definitely been looking forward to this going back into the new year, because like you said, each one of these chapters by themselves could be a curriculum in itself. So again, thank you for all the dedication and hard work that you're doing to keep us educated and keep our children, from not having access to the things that show them their greatness and not always, a different perspective of them. So thank you.
I forgot, I'm acting like it's the end of the month. For the month of August, Black August, you can get all 12 books for $90 directly.
Oh wow! Look at that, everybody.
I forgot about that. Look, I'm like, the money ain't over yet.
No, not yet. We just getting into Virgo season, so we just here. Right. So it is. So you hear that, everybody? You can get this special discount for right now. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Get to the brother. Get over there. Get this series of books. You know what I'm saying? Voices Diaspora. I'm a firm supporter. I got mine right away. So I suggest everybody else do the same. Get it, have it, share it. If you have children, grandchildren, nephews, nieces, just share this information, because again, this is how we bring back, the level of greatness that we've always been, but are now remembering. So I'm here for it. I'm here for the kumbaya moment. I'm here for it.
Yep, and I'm getting that information down in the link below, so you all can purchase your copies. And of course, I gotta get my flowers as well. Much gratitude not only for the series, but just for your work over the past decade. So it's very, very fitting that we have you on here today to share. Share this edition. And much enough respect to you. So we had another one, man, another hit, another UnRead, episode 32. Knowledge Born Allah, author of Voices of the Diaspora. Go out and get it. You can get it right now. Get it straight to your inbox instantaneously. So go out there and support, especially during this what's it called? The Cypherversary.
Yes. 10 years.
Yeah.
Completing the Cypherversary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you for being here with us. I always love having you on the platform. We love coming over there and hanging out with you. I think that it's so important that people see, those of us who are really, striving hard to do the work, sharing with each other and sharing in a way that not only helps the people on the outside, but also continues to help us grow. because it's all about self-refinement. So I love being able to be in spaces with my brothers and sisters that make me strive to want to be better and do better. So thank you. Thank you for being here again on the platform.
Yeah, I definitely want to come back because y'all be getting into some dope books. I'll be like, hold on, fam. I'm like, hold up. I ain't getting no invite. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta get you in.
Yeah. I just want to be in the mix. You know what I'm saying? I want to be in the mix with these great books y'all be choosing, man. You know?
Yeah. Come on, bring that woo book, you know.
Yeah.
Talk about that. We ain't getting, you know. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that. So thank y'all both for y'all time. I love y'all both, and I love this platform, and I love what y'all are doing for our people, for their minds and thoughts. You understand what I'm saying? And I got to get y'all on Killer Priest platform. You know, Nick is already over there. I got to get y'all on there as a collective.
Absolutely. I look forward to it. And I'm honored by the invite.
Yes. Likewise.
Well, congratulations again. Much success with everything that you are doing, Nick. Take us on up out of here. Let the people know we'll be back. And thank you, everyone, again for joining us for another episode of UnRead. I'm your sister, bro.
Yes. And I'm Nick. You know, Supreme Numerics on the numerology side. We'll be back for our next episode, first episode in September. We'll be back in September 6th to be exact. UnRead book review. It will be a surprise me week. So what will we bring? What will Rue bring? What will I bring? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
So that makes it not even each other. So that's what makes it even more exciting and more fun.
Absolutely. It does. It's always a pleasure, Nick. And it was great having Knowledge Born on. Again, everybody, make sure that you pick up that book series. Voices of Diaspora is really a gem. You know, it's a gem for right now and for always. And, you know, we are really grateful for those who go out and put in this kind of work to assure that our history will not be forgotten, you know, and that we'll be uplifted and that our youth will be able to use this information to, you know, confirm and appreciate our greatness. So we love it. We love the books. We love the authors. And if you are an author and you have a book, hey, get at us. You can be here. You can be telling our audience all about your book as well. You can reach out to Nick or myself at any time and share your information. We got some great guests coming up, Nick. You know, Nick always have all the gems. He, you know, when you see a lot of these people come on here, you know, with these great, fantastic books, Nick, we find them. Nick got like a whole like Rolodex, old school for those who don't know what Rolodex is. But, you know, Nick got a whole Rolodex of just like authors up and coming, just doing all the great things. So I'm excited about that moving forward and some of the other books that we have moving forward.
Absolutely, always. I forget too sometimes. I be forgetting about some people, to be honest. I'm like, oh yeah, they got a book. They an author too. They got a book too. I can call them.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm so excited and I love this space and I love that we are, you know, again, just bringing the people, you know, some good, wholesome reading and fun and, you know, and information that, you know, not only that we can, you know, reflect upon the past or learn things from, but things that we can apply, you know, right now and into the future us. So I'm always grateful for that. So Nick, I'm ready to get up out of here. That sun is shining. You know it's calling me. You know it's calling me.
Yes, it is. I know it is. And it feel good too. It ain't too much and it ain't too little. So
listen, we gotta appreciate these days that we got going on of the good sunshine.
Yeah, and it's almost about 3 p.m. So yeah, prime time before before that sun start moving and start cooling down. So definitely take full advantage of it. For Rue and for the rest of y'all out there too that got some nice weather. Go ahead and take advantage of that. If you're watching us live,
Absolutely.
But we definitely appreciate you taking the time away from, if you're watching us now, we appreciate you taking the time, away from this nice weather, unless you're watching us outside, you got you in the best of both worlds, but we appreciate you nonetheless for coming through and hanging out, spending time with us. And we can't wait to see you next time in September for episode 33 of UnRead Book Review with Nick and Rue. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And take care. Until next time. Peace.